Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Yathagnirdahika shakti Ramakrishne stita hiya sarva vidya swarupam tam Sharadam pranamamyaham. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Namaste to you all. Bhagavad Gita we began long back. We went through a long process of seeing the whole background, how it influences, nature influences us, our own past deeds and the momentum that we acquire life after life, what we call vasanas, how they capture and drive from within, and how to transcend the internal and external nature and reach the goal. In the first shloka we saw Dhritarashtra asking Sanjaya what happened in the war field. There we see, we have already discussed something both about Sanjaya's just a little introduction, Vyasa's disciple, we have seen. And we have seen what is the state of mind of Dhritarashtra also when he is sitting and observing in his own mental picture. He is blind. He has his own mental picture of this world, of all things which he has never seen. Born blind, you cannot know the world, how it exactly looks. We will have an understanding only with the rest of the four senses. So one important sense which would depict the world is missing. This removes half of our understanding of the world, external world. We will, suppose somebody says, I am going somewhere and coming. His understanding will be entirely different. He doesn't understand the distance, what it means. Even if you make him walk for some distance and bring him back and say this is 1 kilometer, light years when we speak of, the far off stars when we say what is far and near, all these things they can never understand. They feel as if he is going to some far off, means some 100, 200 meters away, where the sound of the person cannot be heard. As he goes away, sound goes on reducing. Something like that. He will have his own understanding. Now, the important term our Dhritarashtra uses in the first shloka is Mamakav Pandavas Chaiva. This term, Mamaka, my people, Pandava's people, this differentiation is causing a split. It already has caused a split, deep split, a cleave which cannot be joined again in his mind. This is called moha. Splitting the family, understanding the family as split one, never to join again, and broken unity. Now, when a particular thought enters and becomes a firm root, the chances of again, we were one and we have split, and we can be one again, that understanding goes away. And on the other side, we see Duryodhana was his son whom he loved most. Duryodhana, all his sons, but especially the Duryodhana. How that moha, delusion, this term Mamaka of Pandavas, the split understanding, clearly makes what is his awareness. Deluded. Delusion is moha. Moha is something, what is not mine, I say mine, and what I am not, I say I am. This body, I am not this body. Nature every day separates me from this body totally and takes me to a different dimension, unrelated to this world. When I sleep, I don't have this world or this body. That much of separation it creates. And that body, till I wake up, I am totally separate. While waking up again, I say, I am this body. Even pain in the body I don't understand when I sleep. And that I again project forth as I am this body. This identity is moha. Nothing belongs to me here. Nature, while taking into sleep, she sees that all relationships are dissolved, not broken, dissolved. There are no relatives, no friends, no children, no mother, nothing. I am totally separated. I am in a different world, dream world. From there also, dream also ends, deep sleep. So how that nothing is yours here. You are not this body. Each day nature is projecting, but the moment I come to this bodily expression, project it and pervade this body, immediately I say, I am this body and these things are mine. This is called moha. And here moha is taking different shapes. It is becoming putra moha, rajya moha. Now you see the moha itself, a delusion which he claims what he is not, he has himself, and what doesn't belong to him as his. We have to leave everything and go. Nothing is mine here. And what all I possess and created are perishable. One day or other, what all I have created, whether it is progeny or property, will disappear. So this is moha, putra moha. On the other side you see matsarya. My children and my brother's children, as if they are separate. We belong to one lineage, one family, one gotra, where we see ourselves descending from a sage of illumined sage. Still that difference. Whole humanity is one. It's called Manuja. But still we differentiate my country, your country, my kingdom, your kingdom. Where will we unite? This breakage you see, and asamatva, another expression of his moha, that is a delusion. He is a king. He should not have matsarya in his heart. He is having matsarya. He is having putra moha, rajya moha. And then he is now asamatva. There is no equanimity, absence of equanimity, asamatva bhava. And this is not befitting a king. A king should not discriminate between any person. His own son is one of the citizens. There is no mine and yours, good and bad, right and wrong. He is sitting on the seat of a judge. Justice. How can he differentiate? How can be unequal? He wants his sons to win and the Pandavas to be to be destroyed. You see, Arjuna is there, and on the other side there is Duryodhana. Duryodhana's understanding is entirely different. He, to rule the whole Hastinapura, entire kingdom, unchallenged, forever. The only obstruction in his life is Pandavas. And Shakuni's background is there, and unless we eliminate Pandavas from this world, never to be seen again, we can never have the whole of kingdom, myself as the king, we can never have. Father also has that same aim. My son must become the king after me. I am the king now. And here we see again the term is used. Mamaka Pandavascheva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Sanjaya is one of the important persons that come into the Mahabharata, and from the beginning of Bhagavad Gita till the end, he is there giving us the what all as it is information. And this Kurukshetra has a great, we have already seen Kurukshetra, Shatapatha Brahmana, an explanation of how the gods and you use it as the place of sacrifice. And again it comes in the one of the Upanishads that this Kurukshetra, Jabala Upanishad, in Jabala Upanishad, first shloka itself, Brihaspati and Yajnavalkya's talk. Yajnavalkya is telling Brihaspati. Brihaspati asks, what do you think of Kurukshetra? Then Kurukshetra he explains as a place of where gods perform sacrifices. It is residence or resort for gods. It is a resort for gods, and gods perform their sacrifices, and for all other creatures is a Brahman, where they get enlightenment. So such a place Krishna has selected for war, so that everyone, whoever is ready, can get enlightenment, and others can go to heaven, even if they are bad and harmful, evil. Still, at least that much they must get them, because it is Dharma Samsthapana, a sacrifice for the Dharma Samsthapana. So that place is supposed to ensure mukti to all creatures, like our Banaras, Kashi. And we could get the whole of this coming out of Lord's mouth, Bhagavad Gita, the supreme knowledge, ultimate knowledge of the which releases the man from all bondage and suffering forever and makes him enter the life eternal in the realm transcendental. That words of wisdom, words of truth, words of release comes from Krishna's mouth in this Kshetra, Kurukshetra. So, in this Kurukshetra we see Sanjay is not there. Sanjay is sitting in the king's palace at the feet of king and telling him, whole thing is witnessing. Vyasa has bestowed upon him the power to have that far-off vision. He can see what is happening. The distance dissolves in his mind, and he is there, virtually he is there, witnessing the whole thing, what is happening. And this Sanjaya has provided us the first-hand account of the whole episode, Krishna's and Arjuna's conversation. the supreme sermon on this earth, which is going to be, and you see the whole world and all the saints and enlightened people and all those who come across Bhagavad Gita will have that gratitude offered to them. That's Sanjay. And Vyasa, his guru, who endowed him, trained him, endowed him. See, training a person to that standard, to understand what is happening, how much of proper training must have been there to rouse them to that level of what Krishna is telling, to understand what is intended, what is behind the truth, what is beyond the truth that we usually physically see in this world. This we take as truth. When we see that truth, then all this appears to be false. So that the whole thing we see, how he trained his disciple, and in the darkest clouds, engulfing the whole mind of the blind king, as it is blind, and mind is filled with dark clouds. And then there he sees what we call silver line, a silver line of vision. That is our Sanjay. Sanjaya gives the whole thing. That is the light he is having now in the dark clouds of mind. And he is brought up in such a way by Guru's grace. He has acquired all that power to illumine the mind of the blind, to give an expression of what is happening to a blind person and create. And he is emotional, he is deluded. His supreme delusion has to be governed and controlled. That Sanjay is doing. Sanjay is not only seeing the war field, he is seeing the working of the mind of the Dhritarashtra also. What is happening in our heart and mind, that is also. He is his charioteer. And then he has so much of compassion for the whole of Kuru family. And he knows ins and outs of it. And he is now giving he is holding the torch in his mind to understand what is happening. And we see Sanjaya begins his talk in Bhagavad Gita. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham Duryodhanastada. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham. How he begins, you see. Having seen Pandavas united and formed into a group for army formation, military formation. They united, this united and formed. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham. This is how he begins, where the unity is brought into his mind. Let there be unity, let there be unity. It's going to win. And last, he comes to the end of Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhutir, Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. Ends. There you'll see where there is the Arjuna, Partha, who is having the Gandhiva in his hand, this represents self-effort. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, where there is Krishna, divine grace. Yatra Partho, not ordinary Partha, is Dhanurtara, up and doing. Where there is divine grace and self-effort, there it has to be Vijaya, victory, and prosperity, and Niti. Niti means the sound policy of righteousness. These must be there. How that wisdom, when we pass through the whole thing, we will see that how the Sanjaya is present in Mahabharata. Sanjaya is standing as epitome of the highest wisdom. And he's in the war field, where there is war is going on. He's picking up peace, revealing gems from that war. What is going to be the end? The peace. Everyone, when a bad person dies, oh, peace is going to be there. Peace is going to be there. When evil is going away, we find peace is when each time good people, nice people, saintly people survive from all suppressions, they are coming up. Oh, there will be peace. That he is already picking up and throwing from that bliss, ananda that people will be getting, and the peace that is going to be spread, he is picking up from the war field and throwing. If you see the Bhagavad Gita, you will clearly understand how he is presenting every bit, every event he is presenting with absolute precision, sensitivity, perfection, clarity, and with packed in the wisdom and love. This he could get from, he had of course a deep sadhana, arduous sadhana has come out, emerged from that, and Guru's grace also was there. His faith in the divine, his compassion for all beings had soaked him. We see Rasgulla and Gulab Jamun soaked in that syrup. Like that, he was soaked in the divine grace. Divine grace, he is soaked in divine grace and is standing and talking there. And because of that divine grace which is enveloping him, he is able to narrate the whole Mahabharata, the important part of the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, beautifully present. See, it's going to be eternal. As we go deeper and deeper into, each time you read Bhagavad Gita, a new understanding presents itself. And now he is in the battlefield. He has taken the king also to the battlefield, but presenting everything in the background of the eternal laws of nature. Bhagavad Gita is presenting, what he is telling is not, we people see like seeing a cricket match and giving the commentary. It is not that. He is seeing whole thing happening in the background of eternal laws of nature, unchanging eternal reality which is there. And the manifestation of God. God is this universe, all beings. In what background he is seeing the war taking place, you see. To say Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partha in the end. Each Sanjaya Uvacha. What a beautiful placement. The divine play he is presenting avatara, the avatara tattva is presenting. Now you see his sacred life of love and sacrifice with his is born as if there was some technical problem, and I was telling in what background Sanjaya was giving the whole narration. What made him a perfect narrator? His own divine life, a dharmika jivana, and a total devotion to the divine, and a life of sacrifice for others. This with his instinctive skill to present makes him a narrator, such a narrator. We call generally among the skilled people as seasoned narrator, like he is presenting the whole thing. This reminds us of Sri Ramakrishna and M. Mahendranath Gupta, how he is explaining, presenting gospel of Sri Ramakrishna to this world, you see. Just like here, the Sanjaya is presenting Bhagavad Gita to us. And there, the difference is, Sri Ramakrishna is teaching and presenting. Here is observing and presenting. So, that it is just like Bhagavad Gita is a scripture, how to live in this world and attain God. Here also we see Mahendranath Gupta giving the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, how to live in the world and attain. Ancient ideas were run away from the world, enter the caves and attain God. And it was possible in those days because man's bodily identity was very little. His soul had a greater weightage than his bodily existence. They were not after the external enjoyments. Now it is not so. Sri Ramakrishna says, we are all annagata prana. We have to depend, we are intensely bodies, and food is the most important necessity of our living. We can't fast remain without food for a few days, not even 2-3 days. But in those days, they were not such intensely body. They could remain for days together in one awareness of divine and forget the body. And materialistic, everything in this world now is tempting, enticing, and people do not know where to go, how to go. The whole materialistic world is presenting. Now the part we have to play is to trust in divine, faith in one's own self, and then love for all beings, universal love that differentiates not. So we evolve in that way. Well, we'll be entering into the next shloka. We can just chant today, and then the descriptions and all we can take up later on in the next class. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुनविषादयोगः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय। सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्। We'll see the meaning and details in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantanna Vidussura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.